श्रीमद्रङ्गशटारि योगिचरण न्यस्तात्मरक्षाभरम् श्रीमद्रङ्गशटारि वीररघुराट्लब्धागमान्तद्वयम् ईशाडम्ब विवर्जितम् शुभगुणैः भान्तं महत्वं तजम् वन्दे वत्सविभूषणम् भूतवरम् श्रीकृष्णमार्यं सदा श्रीमते वास्य श्री कृष्णमार्य महादेशिकाय नमः।
यस्या भवद्भक्तजनात्यन्धुः पितृत्वमन्येषु अविचार्यतूर्णं स्तम्भे अवतारत्तमनन्यलभ्यं लक्ष्मी नृसिंहं शरणं प्रपद्ये। प्राची सन्ध्या काचिदन्तर्निशायाः प्रज्ञादृष्टेरञ्जनशीरपूर्वा वक्त्री वेदान् भातु मे वाजिवक्त्रा वागीशाक्या वासुदेवस्य मूर्तिः। यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहदसदितराणि तृणाय मेणे अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्य कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि। वेदान्तदेशिक यतीन्द्र कटाक्षलब्धत्रय्यन्त्यसारमणवद्यगुणबुधाग्रयं नारायणात्य यतितुर्यकृपाभिषिक्तं श्रीरङ्गनाथयतिशेखरमाश्रयामः। श्रीकृष्णमार्यं करुणालयं तं वेदान्तयुग्मं समधीतवन्तं वत्साभिजातं विदुषां वरेण्यं श्रीभाष्यसिंहं प्रणमामि नित्यं। श्रीमते वाच्यश्री कृष्णमार्य महादेशिकाय नमः। अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। नमस्सदसे। जगत्यखिल दुर्वादी दिमिरौकदिवाकरः श्रुतत्तापप्रशमनः त्रय्यन्तार्तसुधाकरः जय जय Mahadesika, Nigamantadeshika. On this very holy occasion, celebrating the Thirunakshatra of Swamy Desikan and Adivan Sadagopa Yateendra Mahadesikan, Adivan has been asked to speak a few words on the Vaibhavam of Swamy Desikan. Adivan is the last person qualified to even utter on this subject, but considering this as an opportunity to cleanse my mouth and thoughts, Adivan is attempting to speak a few words on this. As we all know, Swamy Desikan is an outstanding Sishya of Bhagavat Ramanuja. He was a conglomerate of all virtues besides being a philosopher and a poet. Above all, Swamy is an ardent devotee of Shriyapati. He had absolute mastery on all arts and he reflected very deep understanding and great knowledge. Swamy Desika's immense knowledge helped establish the Vedanta philosophy on a very firm basis. He fortified the Vedanta system as explained by Bhagavat Ramanuja against the attacks of the rival schools of thought. Swamy propounded our Sampradaya in no uncertain terms and defeated other doctrines with ease. The life and greatness of Swamy Desikan is like a vast ocean and we are trying to gather a very few pearls from them. Swamy Desikan's birth name was Venkatanathan. As we all know, Swamy was Gandhavatara Swarupa of Tirumala Srinivasa Perumal. When Swamy Venkatanathan was only 5 years old, his maternal uncle, Sri Appulla, took him to the Sri Bhashya Kalakshepam being rendered by Sri Nadadu Rammal. The child Venkatanathan was looking at his best. The child's stages impressed Ammal so much that he forgot where he stopped his discourse. The 5-year-old Venkatanathan was quick to remind of the place where the Acharya had stopped. Sri Nadadu Rammal was very impressed by the child prodigy and hence blessed Venkatanatha, saying, Pradishthavita Vedantaha Pradikshipta Bahirmataha Bhuyaha Traividya Manyatvam Bhuri Kalyana Bhajanam. Realizing the divinity in our Swami, Sri Nadadu Rammal directed Venkatanathan to establish Vedanta on a firm basis and to refute the doctrines of opponents. He also blessed Venkatanathan that he will be held in great esteem by scholars well versed in the three Vedas and further ordained that our Swami is to be a recipient of all auspicious things. Blessed in such a way, our Swami maintained these instructions and worked to fulfill the directions of Nadadu Rammal. As we can recollect, in the movie Ghantavataram by our APN Swami, this episode has been very beautifully described on scene. This sloga, which is the blessing of Nadadu Rammal to Swami Desikan, is also further seen in the act Sankalpa Suryotayam of Swami Desika in the act 2. The same sloga is used by Swami as a blessing to an young disciple who sets out to establish the supremacy of the Visishtadvaita Vedanta and against the other schools of thought. There are also a series of discourse lectures on Sankalpa Suryodayam by APN Swami in his YouTube channel. So we will take up some of the important aspects and episodes in Swami's life and look at how we can enjoy from those and learn from these blessings. As per Nadadu Rammal's guidance, our Swami learnt all the Shastras under his maternal uncle Atreya Ramanuja, fondly called as Apullar. He had mastered all arts by his 20 years of age. Vimshat Yabdhe Vishtuta Nana Vida Vidya. When we look at on the other aspect of it, when Swami at such an young age, when he was filled with so much of jnana, bhakti, vairagya, and all kalyana gunas, he goes on to explain to say Swami was an embodiment of jnana, bhakti, vairagya, vatsalya, saushilya, audharya, chaturya, madhurya, stairya, dhairya, karunya, kshama, shamadhi, aneka kalyana guna bhushana. So, why is that Venkatanathan is being addressed as Swami Desikan? What does the word Desika means? Well, Desika usually refers to an Acharya. This could be the one who guides us, who advises or who orders. When you look at Sanskritam, the term De refers to Deva Anugraham, Si refers to Shishya Anugraham, and Ka refers to the Karuna. So when the three letters combine, it results in Deshika. No wonder the term Deshika is always referred to our Swami as his one who fits all these definitions. It is like saying even though there are so many Sahasranamams available, but when we refer to Sahasranamam by itself, it refers to Vishnu Sahasranamam only. When we say Kovil, it refers to Srirangam. When we say Perumal, it always refers to Rama. So when we say Deshika, it always refers to Swami Desikan and no other Acharya. Swami Desikan is an encompassing personality. He is the best Vedanti among the Vedantis. He was the greatest Vidwan among Vidwans. Amazing poet among the poets. An Acharya Sarvabhauma, one of the greatest Acharyas among the Acharyas. An avatar among avatars. Swami is a perfect personality, embodiment of all gunas. When we look at Bhagavan's Paratva, when we say Bhagavan is characterized by 6 gunas. Jnana, Shakti, Bhala, Aishwarya, Virya, Tejas. Our elders have also described the same 6 gunas as attributes for Swami Desikan, with lucid explanations of how the Jnana Bhakti Bala Aishwarya Virya Tejas attributes to Swami with anecdotes from his life and his works. So is it not true that we enjoy Bhagavan in our Swami? Which is why elders say, Na Deivam Desikat Param. Sri Pillai Logacharya also said in the Taniyan he offered to Swami Desikan, Sirondru Thupul Thiruvenkata Mudayan Par Ondrat Chonna Paramuriyul ஓர் ஒன்று தானே அமையாதோ தாரணியில் வாழ்வார்க்கு வானேர போமணமும் வாழ்வு. A single statement of the great Acharya Thupul Thiruvenkatamudayan, O Swami Desikan, uttered for the benefit of humanity is enough for a person who desires to ascend up to the heavens, and that will lift him to his desired goals, which is the Paramapadam itself. It is very clear that Swami Desikan was an abode of knowledge, a person of Vairagya, establisher of the Vedanta on a firm basis, master of arts, crafts and artifacts, establisher of Bhagavad Ramanuja's philosophy, and a lion among poets and logicians, Kavitharkika Simhan. Swami Desikan was a polymath with more than 100 outstanding works to his credit. Swami, as a true Vallal, gave humanity these enormous works so that all Jivatmas can realize the Paramatma and surrender to Shriyapadi. Swami's works can be categorized into his Stotra Granthams, Swami's Kavya Granthams, Natakams, Vedanta Granthams, Vyakhyana Shastrams, Anushtana Granthams, Rahasya Granthams, and Tamil Prabandham too. Swami wrote in Sanskrit, pure Tamil, the mixed Mani Pravalam of Sanskritized Tamil and Prakrit. It is the hundreds of slokas composed by Swami and various deep philosophical works. It can only be a dream for any of us to be able to be having this opportunity to learn all the works of Swami in our lifetime. There are very few Mahapurushas amongst us who have been blessed with us. At least for a Manda Buddhi like Adivan, I take pleasure in at least trying to recollect and reflect on the names of some of the Granthams of Swami. So the Stotras composed by Swami has been beautifully summarized by Venkata Kavi as Hayavadana Devanayaka Chuda Gopala Raghuvira Ragapungava Varada Narahari Yatottakari Deepa Prakasha Degalisha Venkatesha Rangesha Hetisha Pakshisha Ramakshama Goda Vishaya Stotra Sudaranjita Shankya Krida Jana Hridayam. Swami, on his Vedanta and Ragasya Shastras, he followed the footsteps of Bhagavad Ramanuja, Alavandar and Nathamuni, established the Vishishtad Vedanta as proposed by them on a very firm basis and gave us so many Shastras which has been to be benefited by us under Kalakshepam with the right Acharya. Yatipadi Yamunarya Nathamuni Panita Parishkara Pancharadra Raksha, Ragasya Raksha, Nikshepa Raksha, Satcharitra Raksha, Gita Pasangara Raksha, Shatadushani, Sarvartha Siddhi, Tattva Mukta Kalaba, Tattva Tika, Tatparya Chandrika, Nyaya Parisuddhi, Nyaya Siddhanchana, Adhikarana Darpana, Adhikarana Sharavali, Sankalpa Suryodya, Yadava Pudayadi, Aneka Divya Prabandha Nirmana, Samarthya, Sandarshana, Santushta, Shri Ranganatha Divya Ajna Labdha Vedanta Acharya Padam. Even recollecting of the names of the Ragasya Granthas is so thrilling. So with this such a detailed works, Lord Ranganatha of Srirangam conferred him the title Vedanta Acharya, that he is the Acharya for all the Vedantas. And when Swami Ranganatha offered him a title, our Tayar will not be there just watching it. She was so impressed by her child, so Vedanta Desikan, and Tayar conferred the title Sarvatranta Swatantra, to Swami Desikan. Tat Vallabha Kripa Sampanna Sarvatranta Sudantratha Viruddha. So, the Sarvatantra Sudantra, the master of all trades of Swami, when he had been forced and given up into a challenge, Swami does not get back and take us back foot on it. Swami is not the one who wants to establish his supremacy, but at the same time when he is challenged, because the titles of Sarvatantra, Sudantra or Vedanta Acharya were all been given by Perumal and Pirati themselves, he does not want to make sure that that title will not be justified later. So when Swami was challenged, it was a very interesting episode, as all of you might have known, in Srirangam, by another poet, when he says that how can he be Vedanta Acharya, Sarvatantra Sudantra, and then he challenged him to say that if he be able to compose 1,000 works in praise of Swamys on Ranganatha himself, and Swami said, he was able to compose 1,008 works of 1,008 slokas on Swamy's Paduka Prabhava, Sri Ranganatha Divyamani Paduka Sahasram. So Paduka Sahasram was composed by Swami Desikan in less than a few hours of our time now, one yamam in those days. So that Paduka Sahasram is the magnum opus work, still there even for us to, even when we try to listen to Paduka Sahasram once or try to chant it with us, where after learning Paduka Sahasram, it is not possible to repeat all the 1,008 slokas in that 2-3 hours time, but Swami composed such a deep work, and it is not the work just in praise of Swami Ranganatha and Ranganatha's Paduka, Swami Ranganatha's Paduka's Namalvar, and Swami goes on with very deep philosophical nuances of it. He's got some of the answers to great problems explained in the Paduka Sahasram. He had slokas describing several geometrical patterns and how it solves. As with the modern life, we know about the famous the chess knight's problem, and how a knight will be able to traverse along with from one end to another end without getting to the same square the second time. But those are all some of very complex works, but those solutions is also there in Paduka Sahasram, in the Chitra Padati in 2 slokas. So even for us to understand or grasp the meaning of what is one particular sloka, it takes several hours on it. But this has all been composed by Swami in just under a couple of hours. Eka Yamini Yama Nirmita Paduka Sahasra Shavana Sanchata Vishmaya Rangesha Vishwanita Kavitarkiga Simha Samakya Vikyada Vaidagya. The other title which Swami also received from the Lord is Kavitarkiga Simha, as the lion amongst the poets and logicians. Swami, with his infinite mercy on us, in order for us to cross the samsara, out of his benevolent compassion, composed several Ragasya Granthas explaining the nuances and the essence of Vedas and Puranas. Samsara Davanala Santapta Sanjeevana Sarasamrita Parivaga Rupa Sara Sara Ragasya Trayasara Abhaya Pradana Sara Guru Parambara Sara Sara Sanksheva Sara Sangraga Upagara Sankaraga Virodhi Parihara Pradana Shataka Paramapada Sopana Tattva Padavi Ragasya Padavi Tattva Navanita Ragasya Navanita Tattva Matruka Ragasya Matruka Tattva Sandesha Ragasya Sandesha Ragasya Sandesha Vivarana Ragasya Shikabani Tattva Triyachulaka Ragasya Triyachulaka Munivagana Boga Anjali Vaibhava Sampradaya Parishuddhi Astigiri Mahatmya Paramata Banka Tattva Ratnavali Pradipadya Sankaraka Ragasya Ratnavali Hridaya Ranjita Rama Sagaya Nitya Bahumata. This set of Ragasyams of Swami Desikan is called as a Chillarai Ragasyangal, and is one of the fundamental Kalasheba Granthas that we learn under an Acharyan to understand the essence of Vedantas and to take it further with the other Kalakshepams of Srimad Ragasya Tarisaram of Swami Desikan, Sri Bhashyam of Swami Ramanujar, the Bhagavat Vishaya Kalakshepam and the Gita Bhashya Kalakshepam. Swami Desikan was a very strict observer of the Nitya Anushtanams, as explained in the Pancharatra Agamas. Pancharatra Pratipadya Abhigamana Upadana Ijya Swadhyaya Yoga Rupa Panchakala Parayana. It says we start the day with Abhigamana as a preparation, the initial for the pujas and for the day. Then we have Upadana, Ijya Aradhana, Swadhyaya and Yoga. So the whole section of a day is split into these 5 parts. And Swami was a very strict observer of all the Nitya Anushtana Kramas and the Agni which has been referred and given to us by the Purvacharyas. So amongst all these things, Swami, when strictly following his Anushtanams, being a very ardent devotee of Lord, being a great Acharya, giving Kalakshepams to all his Sishyas, composing so much of Granthas for us, but in embodiment of Vairagya, embodiment of Jnana, embodiment of Parama Bhakti, and performing so many Bhagavad Kainkaryams and Bhagavata Kainkaryams. Swami also had travelled to various Divya Desams and performed Mangala Sasanams to the Perumals there. Listing some of the Divya Desams visited by Swami, he said, Venkatachala Varanachala Gopanagara Ahindra Nagara Sri Mushna Chitrakoda Sri Kumbhakoda Sri Ranga Sri Vanadri Kurukapuri Prati Ashtotra Shata Vishnu Divyasthana Seva Santosha Rachita Pada Vinyasa Pavitri Krita Prithvi Mandala. Reflecting on the names of the Divya Desams of when visited by Swami itself gives us so much of joy and enjoyment as we visited the Divya Desams ourselves. Swami is the one who is said to be with Agatita Katana Samarthyam. He made the impossible things possible. When we recollect on right from how, when as a 5-year-old boy, when he participated in Nadaduramal Goshti and reflected and recollected back the Pankti immediately, to mastering all the arts by the age of 20. An embodiment, he received the grace of Garuda Bhagavan and Hayagriva, enjoyed the Lalamrutam of Hayagriva. He had the infinite blessings of Lakshmi Nrsimha, Sudarshana Alvar. And there has been so many incidents which we see in Swami's life. There are so many which he has explained back in his works, describing even for us to wonder if it is humanly possible or not. Right from his composition of Sri Stuti, when a poor boy wanted some money for his marriage, and Swami took him to Periya Pirati Sannadhi in Kanchipuram, Perindevi Tayar Sannadhi, and composed Sri Stuti, leading to a flow of gold coins from the roof for the boy to there, composing the entire Paduka Sahasram in a few hours' time. We had episodes when Swami had been contested by so many people, and Swami had outcome and got over it. We have when we look at the past, there has been cases on how Swami has been made to be establishing himself as the Sarvatantra Swatantra master of all trades. We can keep going on to describe the various miracles in Swami's life and anecdotes where he establishes supremacy over everyone else, which is definitely something and made the impossible possible. Samarada Lakshmanarya Durvarna Suvarna Karna Prakadita Akadita Gatana Samarthya. So that is the Akadita Gatana Samarthya of Swami. Swami Desikan reigned terror in the hearts of his rival debaters, and at the same time he was utterly unassumingly simple. Swami was an ideal householder, collecting his day-to-day bhiksha by unjavritti from a few houses, never keeping anything in store for the next day. That is a level of vairagya which is beyond anyone could be dreaming of. Swami had the greatest blessings of Shriyapadi and the Paripurna Lakshmi Kataksha. Swami says that the whole world, reveres, calls him as Vedanta Varian, but he is still an humble person and he would approach his elders who are there to tell us what is right and what is wrong. That's the humbleness which we learn from Swami Desikan. For us, when we say, even when we have a couple of postgraduate degrees and get into doctoral programs, and we have this feeling that we know everything. There is I'm a master of the subject, I know what I want. I know what is there. But Swami, with who is a Sarvatantra Swatantra, master of all the arts, Kavitarkika Sinmam, but he refers back to his acharyas, for referring them to be guiding us. And Swami explains also that, in one of the slogans, as a part of the Munivagana Bhogam Children Ragasyam. In the second part of the sloka, he says, Ven Periya Viritirai Need Vayyatulle Vedanta Aryan Endru Iyamba Nindrom Nam Periyom Allom Nam Nandrum Teedum Namakku Uraipar Ular Endru Naduvome. There are people who are there to guide us what is wrong. I don't know anything, but people call me Vedanta Aryan. So Swami's humbleness and respect for his elders and his acharyas is very, very clearly visible from such episodes. Indeed, there have been many great acharyas in the post-Ramanuja period whose lives are also glorious instances of beautiful blend of selflessness and spirituality. But none could equal Swami Desikan in the degree of the intensity of his love for God, sympathy for the weak, concern for his disciples, and in the supreme sharpness of intellect and superhuman prowess acquired by the grace of Lord Hayagriva. Adivan offers my humble prayers to Asmad Acharya and Swami Desikan. Special thanks to Saran and Sri A.P.N. Swami for giving a dull-headed like Adivan an opportunity to speak a few words on this holy occasion. If there is anything good in this, all credits goes to Asmad Acharya, and all the mistakes and avacharams occurred in pronunciation and explanation are Adivan's own. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha. Then you speak.